I'm I'm live. Are you live? Yeah. You're definitely live. Is your mic live?
Now it is on. Hey.
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat shalom.
and welcome to the bat mitzvah of Eliana Light.
I could pass, probably. Wasn't so long ago. Just kidding.
We're really thrilled to welcome Eliana and to share the bima with her. It's hardly her bat mitzvah, but it's a treat to be able to celebrate with her. We begin as we do each Shabbat with song.
In our books on page 10, or just in our hearts, let's notice how amazing it is just to be together. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
We continue on page 12.
Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzor yishenu. Mafanan b'toda, naria, naria, letzor yishenu, v'zvirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai.
We turn now to pages 20 and 21, where we'll join together in the Chadodi. When we reach the final verse, we invite everyone to rise in body or spirit as we turn and welcome the Sabbath bride. For now, we begin at the top of page 20. Please join with.
Yes, indeed. Please join in this joyful tune. Or maybe we'll bring it up higher. The magic. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekavela. Try that with me. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekavela. Let's do that again. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekavela. Verse 1. Shamor v'zachor bottom of the page. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha u'v'tzahala toch emunei am segula boi chala lechadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela yana nai 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 yana nai nai nai.
We continue with the Chatzi Kaddish on the next, actually a couple pages ahead, page 26.
Yitkadal veyitkadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Nalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. Bechayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala bagala uvizman kariv imeru.
Amen.
Yehesh merabba mevarach le'alam ulal me'al maya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipahar v'yitromam v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsham
Brichu.
Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru.
Amen. We rise in body or spirit as we turn the page and join together in the Baruch Hu.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Do you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
On page 31 at the top, we continue together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
I invite us as we turn to page 32 for Ahavat Olam to take a moment These prayers, these tefillot, these pieces of liturgy that have been handed down to us from our spiritual ancestors are almost like, I think Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel called them a flashlight in the darkness. Just a way to see a little way forward, to see a little differently. And a prayer like Ahavat Olam encourages us to feel love, to feel this love that is around us at all times. It can ask us to do that, but it can't do that for us, right? The feeling is ours. And so I invite you, even if it feels a little strange, to invite a feeling of love into your heart, into your body right now. To take that moment. If it helps to close your eyes, please close your eyes. If it helps to feel your feet grounded on the floor, you can bend your knees a little, feel your feet grounded on the floor. And to imagine someone who loves you with that kind of unconditional love. A person, a pet even, maybe just the feeling that you feel when you're someplace that you love and that nourishes you. And I invite you to breathe that love into your heart so we can feel what this prayer is saying as I sing this melody, and when you feel called, please join in. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavata. Do that same melody for the next words. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Aken Adonai Eloheinu v'shokveinu uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla. Beautiful. Ve'ahavatcha. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Just like that, Ohev Amo. Ohev Amo Yisrael. One more time, Ohev Amo. Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום בלבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת עמם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
On page 38, we continue in the middle together. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
Yes, they all sang together. But how did they know the words? If they had never sung together before, they couldn't just open up their Siddur to page 40 like you can. But you know, the rabbis say that perhaps what happened is that Moses and Miriam sang a line and everybody else repeated it back to them, just like this perhaps. Mi chamocha,
Mi chamocha,
just like that. Ba'elim Adonai.
Ba'elim Adonai,
Mi chamocha,
Mi chamocha,
Nedar b'kodesh,
Nedar b'kodesh,
Nora,
Nora,
Tehilot,
Tehilot,
Oseh,
Amen. We continue now on page 42 and 43 with the Hashkivenu prayer, a prayer that seeks God's protection, even as we confront the challenges of the night and the challenges of a difficult world.
The challenges of a difficult world, indeed. This melody has a little English in it that I would love to share with you. You're already doing such a good job at singing these melodies that you didn't know already, because I think they're in there somewhere. And I want to encourage you, even if you had a third grade teacher who asked that you mouth all the words in choir because she didn't want your voice, was that you? Yeah. So not to say that your third grade teacher was wrong on everything, but like maybe in this one instance, because song is one of the ways that we communicate and we share our truest selves in the world. And if we can practice being our full selves without judgment in this space, imagine what it could do for us out in the world. So there was a land far, far away called March 2020. It seems like a land far, far away. And I started hearing this phrase on the news, shelter in place. It made me scared at first, and then I realized, oh, that's kind of like a prayer. And I started repeating to myself, shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love. And I realized that those sentiments, that prayer of comfort in a difficult world, were already in the Siddur. Our ancestors were so wise. They put the prayers about order and safety at night, right? Because that's when those feelings of prayer could arise. The morning prayers in this slot, all about newness and being excited, because we could wake up and think every day is just like every other day, but no, there's so much newness and beauty to be had. In the evening, we get reminders of the steadiness of life, even amongst chaos. So let's learn this together. We're also calling out to God using the name Yah. Can you say Yah? Yah. Feel how it's like an out breath. Yah. It is the name of God that is breath. I'll sing a line. I hope you will repeat after me. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu. Try that with me. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu. Beautiful. Hashkivenu leShalom. Let's try that together. Hashkivenu leShalom. Let's put both parts together. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leShalom. Hashkivenu leShalom. Shelter us in place. Shelter us in peace. Shelter us in love. Shelter us in love. Try it. Shelter us in place. Shelter us in place, in peace. Shelter us in peace, in love. Shelter us in love, in love. Shelter us in love. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leShalom. Hashkivenu leShalom. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leShalom. One more time, all our voices. Shelter us in place, in peace. Shelter us in peace, in love. Shelter us in love. Shelter us in love. Send out your prayer. Shelter us in place. Send it inward too. Shelter us in peace. Shelter us in love. Shelter us in love. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu, leShalom. Hashkivenu, leShalom. Hashkivenu, Ya Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leShalom.
We continue with these words reminding us of the importance of Shabbat, page 44, Vishamru. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
As we turn the page, we invite everyone to rise in body or spirit as we join together in the evening tefillah.
Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Anananananana Ufi Agi Tehilatecha, Anananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Zerat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech nofelim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishene afar, Vicham bocha ba'al givurot, Ubido melach, Melech mebit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'neheman atzal achayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue silently now through page 63, including both the prayers of the prayer book and the prayers of our own hearts. Please be seated at your own pace.
We are the inheritors of a beautiful tradition called Nigun. Wordless melodies. They contain so many worlds. Because singing is another portal to open our hearts, to help us open our hearts in prayer. Sometimes there are no words. Sometimes those are the best and most honest prayers. So I invite you, as we sing this a few more times, to jump in or to see how it enters your heart. Hi-ya da 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 da, hi-ya da do, hi-ya da 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 da, hi-ya da da, just like that, beautiful. Hi-ya da 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 da, hi-ya da do, hi-ya da da da. Let's do that again. Hi-ya da 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 da, hi-ya da do, hi-ya da 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 da, hi-ya Last time, just our voices. Hi-ya-da-da-da-da. Hi-ya-da-do. Hi-ya-da-da-da-da. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya-da-da. Hi-ya-da-da-da-da. Hi-ya-da-do. Hi-ya-da-da-da-da. Hi-ya-ya-ya-ya-da-da. There's something so healing about singing together. I thank you for doing just that with me.
Funny you should say healing.
Funny, I should say.
We turn to page 253 for prayers of healing, for the Mishaberach prayer. On this Shabbat, we especially think of those among us who are in need of special prayers. Alex Botkin, David Eisenman, Ira Berezovsky, Michael L., Carol S., Judy Schneider, Ron Falk, Murray Reinwald, Ed Goldston, Natalie Rosenblum, Stanley W., Annabelle J., Rose, Howard Marcus, Catherine Hill Bouton, Kit Dombrowski, Joel Rosenthal, Betty Jean Mervis, Leah Bat-Miriam, Donald Royster, Patty Amato, Jen Forsyth, Gary Kaplan, Ellen Keeney, Shelley Petro, Russell Petro, Jamie Raskin, Harav Rachel Bat Shmuel Efruma, David Shmuel Ben Sara Riva, Stephen Bedford, Byron Yaffe, Alan Oringer, Mel Kaufhold, Josh, Samuel Kaplan. If there are other names to mention, I invite you to stand and offer those names aloud as my eyes make their way around the room. So if there are any names to mention. We add the name Rhonda from online. We join together on 253 in the words of the Mishaberach prayer.
We're going to sing a special song tonight, and Eliana will introduce us
yes.
to it.
This is a beautiful melody by Todd Herzog using the words Moses' prayer for his sister. El na rifana lanu. Let's try that together. El na rifana la. El na rifana lanu. Rifana lanu. Beautiful. El na rifana lanu. Beautiful. For the rest, you can just repeat after me. Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith.
help us renew our faith.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Bring peace to all our days.
Bring peace to all our days.
El na rifana lanu. El na rifana lanu. Restore our strength of body.
Restore our strength of body.
Help clarify our mind.
Help clarify our minds.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Rejuvenate our light.
Rejuvenate our lives.
Elna, Rafana, la, Rafana, lanu. Elna, Rafana, la, Rafana, lanu. One more. Thank you for all these blessings
Thank you for all these blessings.
throughout our days and nights.
Throughout our days and nights.
We celebrate the journey,
We celebrate the journey.
this precious gift of life.
This precious gift of life.
Elna, Rafana, la, Rafana, lanu. Elna, Rafana, la, Rafana, lanu. With all our hearts, Elna, Rafana, la, Rafana, lanu. Elna, Rafana, la, Rafana, lanu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rofeh hacholim.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, healer of the sick. And now some moments for good news, for simchas to share. So who's got a birthday, an anniversary, something good they'd like to share? Nothing? He didn't behave the whole week and you want to share it? Nobody's got anything? Somebody's got something good. Carolyn.
I'm starting a Scrabble group at the JCC, which is going to be in March on Mondays at 1:30.
Nice. Hebrew Scrabble or English Scrabble?
Well, you're not allowed to use foreign words according to the rules.
I've got a Hebrew edition in my office. That one you can only use foreign words. Well, that's a whole different matter. Who else? Elliot. Well, let me get Rachel. I'll come back to you.
I think we have at least 2 people here tonight for the first time. I just wanted to welcome them.
Nice. Wonderful. We're thrilled to have you here. We're even happy to have you here.
Oh, thanks. I shared this at the board meeting, but some wonderful member of this congregation, I don't know who you are, donated a plane ticket and hotel stay for me to go to Milan with the Torah in May. So I'm very, very blessed.
Are you going to be making an Italian feast to say thank you?
I started learning Italian.
Grazie.
Prego.
Who else has something good to share? Danny, did you just get back from someplace? There's got to be something good to share from that.
I went to Israel with 35 undergrads, and I returned 10 days later with the same 35 undergrads.
Who else has something good?
I submitted an art portfolio to a big thing.
Nice. Nice. Want to pass the microphone down too?
I'm celebrating 2 years and 3 months clean.
Wow. Mazel tov.
No, it's okay.
You're doing it.
I'm not. I'm
Katya
good,
got a
thanks.
prestigious position as a reader for a lit mag thing, right? I'm not specific on the details.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I guess that's true. Anyways.
Nice.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thanks.
Lizzie, what you got?
Fine, Lizzie saving me.
I gotta watch like a movie called it's called the superhero thing like
You got to watch a superhero thing?
like Maxine TV.
Cool.
That thing.
Sounds cool. That's almost as good as her literary mag.
It's basically the same.
It is
We're best
basically the
friends, so you know it's fine.
I knew they were similar. So.
Yeah, of course.
Who else has something good to share? Eliana, are you visiting someplace this weekend? Are you having a good weekend?
Yes, I'm so happy to be here with everybody. And oh, here I can turn this thing back on. Yes. Oh, hello. so happy to be here with all of you, most of you who I've just met, some of whom I have met before, and I'm so grateful to see them here. This past week, I recorded an album in Atlanta.
Wow.
It still has a lot of work to be done, but it was miraculous that it happened, so that's what I'm celebrating.
How'd the third track come out?
Might be the best one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. All right, just a couple of quick words tonight, and then I'm going to turn over to Eliana, because the truth is, hearing her sing is uplifting in a bunch of different ways. Turn in your prayer books. Open up your prayer book for just a second. Turn to page 38. I'm going to play with how you've understood Passover Seders for all these years. So forgive me if I burst your bubble. But look at page 38. Count up 8 lines from the bottom. 8 lines from the bottom on 38. Susie, say it loud. Banglit. 38. Are you on page 38? You're in a different book altogether. And what's it say on the bottom, 38? 8 lines up from the bottom.
You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh.
All right. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh. What miracles are we talking about? 10 plagues. If that's the case, are you sure that that line is correct? Were those miracles for us? Were the 10 plagues for us, or were they for the Egyptians? Why'd we have the 10 plagues? Were they to convince the Israelites that God was real, or were they to convince Pharaoh? Really? And that's how you've done it at your Seder all through the years? Right, because we think about what God did to the Egyptians.
But if God hadn't done it to the Egyptians, I wouldn't be able to lick wine off.
That's true. But if God didn't do it for us, we wouldn't have been convinced that God was God. But we don't teach it that way. So here's a fascinating thing. The prayer book slips in that one little word of for us. 2 words actually, for us. Slips in a fascinating truth that nearly every one of us skips right over every Passover. When we think about who the plagues were for, when we talk about it, we almost instinctively, intuitively say those plagues were for the Egyptians. It was to convince them. But we're forgetting that our ancestors were a little stiff-necked. They were a little difficult and stubborn. Toby comes by it honestly, goes back in his genes. All the way back. You know what? Here's a little secret. Flo does too.
We met there.
In that one little phrase, so much changes. Who are the plagues for? Who are they convincing? They're convincing us. It's not just the Egyptians who needed convincing of God. It was all of us too. It was all of us. We still need convincing. We're a stubborn people. We still look around and say, really, is that so? Prove it. Right, they didn't believe Moses that he was a speaker for God. Who are you that you're doing this? And who is this who sent you? And even when Moses said it was God, they said, yeah, right, prove it. Right, who is God? They didn't believe him. And yet our prayer book, every week, we have that phrase that says it was for us. So that at Pesach every year when we sit down at the Seder, we should be able to remember that those plagues were for us too. And yet it persists. None of us think of that. None of us assume that the plagues were meant for us, that they were meant to teach us a lesson. The truth is hiding in plain sight. God's teaching us something. Are we listening? Are we hearing it? Are we seeing it? Or are we letting our stubborn selves get the best of us? It's absolutely a warning. What's the warning for?
If he's doing it to Egyptians.
He'll do it to you too. Right. This is God's way of saying, I brought you into the world and I'll take you out. You never heard that one, did you? My kids have never heard me say that. Not once. Never. It's a fascinating truth about our people in those two words, for us. For us. Those plagues were for us too. The lesson is for us too. The question of having faith is for us too. God is teaching us and the Egyptians at the same time, and both the Egyptians and the Israelites needed convincing. Both of them needed to see a new way. And I would suggest we still do. We both still need that lesson. And one of the best ways to learn that lesson is through song, which is why we have Eliana with us. And so Eliana is yours. Teach us.
Well, thank you.
Guide us.
Very much. Yasher koach, Rabbi. Hello, everybody. I'm really glad that you brought up God in your drash just now.
My pleasure.
I was kind of guessing it would happen. It doesn't always happen. But when you're talking about the prayer book or the Bible or the Torah, God comes up a lot. Doesn't God? And there was a time, or I'll say there is still a time, where I wonder what we mean by that word, that three-letter word, God. That word can hold so much. I know when I was a kid, I thought that God had direct access and control in the world, just like I read about in the Torah, right? The people are in trouble. God swoops in, saves them. That's what a lot of our holidays seem to be about. The times when we were swooped in and saved, and the time when God didn't swoop in because it was our own fault. Those are the days we don't eat most of those. And it makes sense, looking back, that I thought that. I don't think that now. I'm not going to say much more about this because I want to leave you on a cliffhanger for the concert I'm giving tomorrow night, which will mostly be songs about God. That was actually the title of my third album. Because once I started asking that question, well, what do you mean when you say God? What do you think God actually has the ability to do? How do you feel connected or disconnected from God as God is portrayed in the Torah? I realized that I don't think we're asking these questions enough. So I'm going to sing a song for you and with you now. Oh, I'm going to try not to let my hair get scratched in the microphone. To try to help us unpack some of these ideas as a starting place, or at least it was a starting place for me. I'll give you another quick story. One of my first bat mitzvah students, I was living in Boston, her Torah portion was Korach, okay? Real winner, real easy one, right? Eliana, what is God doing? Korach and his followers are bringing an argument against Moses. They're challenging his leadership. They actually have some really good points. And in return, God opens up the earth and swallows all of them. And then God brings a plague that kills tens of thousands more people. Isn't God supposed to be good? I, having yet not graduated college, and really, I don't know what to say. I don't know what the right thing is to say. Let's put away your Torah portion for now, and let's take out the Siddur. Ve'ahavta, and you shall love that God that just killed all those people in the story we just read, right? If we don't talk about God in an expansive way, what that might mean, what that might feel like, what that might look like, we can get stuck with a children's version of God. And we don't keep the same clothes that we did when we were 7. I don't think our God ideas have to be stuck too. But we'll start in that stuck place. And then if you come back tomorrow night, we can move out of that stuck place together. Your part goes like this. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Try it with me. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, I sometimes It's going like this. That's exactly right. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Dear Skyman, up in the sky, are you friends with all the birds flying by? Or are you too high up to see them? Dear Skyman, looking on us below, is there anything that you don't already know? Like where I will go, why, what, and when? My teachers tell me all of your stories of the miracles that you can do. Arcs and floods and a bush that is burning. I can only assume it's all true. They say I should love you. They say I should talk to you. And I try. I close my eyes and imagine a dude in the sky. Do-do-do-do. 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 Dear Skyman, who created us all, can you really lift me up when I fall? Or are you too tall to reach down here? Dear Skyman, do you like when I pray? Can you listen to every word that I say? From so far away, does it sound clear? My teachers tell me all of your powers, how you give people things they ask for, healing the sick and feeding the hungry. You could do all of this and do more. They say I should love you. They say I should talk to you. And I try. I close my eyes and imagine a dude in the sky. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Now I know you're not really a man per se, but the image still forms in my mind. I've tried to change it, I'm not sure that I can. 'Cause it's been this way for a long time. I want to be near you, I want to be close to you, and I try. When I close my eyes, I still picture a dude in the sky. Do-do-do-do. Thanks for singing, everybody.
Join us tomorrow morning for Shabbat Morning Minyan, and you'll be able to sing and pray and join together with Eliana. And if you come back tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock for Eliana's concert, you'll be able to continue that. And on Sunday morning as well, right? Yeah. So lots of opportunities to spend time with Eliana and to sing with her. We hope you'll be a part of that. We have a number of other announcements for the synagogue. First of all, thank you to Risa Rosenthal and Elliot Oshry for serving as greeters this evening. Our music, as always, is made possible with support by an anonymous donor. The concert tomorrow evening is at 7 o'clock. There will be a pre-concert oneg at 6:15. Sunday morning, we have Next Door for our religious schools beginning at 9:30. And the Purim Spiel rehearsals begin on Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. On Tuesday, 7 o'clock, our yoga class will take place, 7 to 8 o'clock in the chapel. Wednesday, Hebrew school in the afternoon, evening meditation online only at 6 o'clock, and choir rehearsal at 7:30. And next Friday, Cantor and I will both be out with our 6th graders on a retreat, and so the executive committee will be leading services. So join with all of them and support them as they lead us. Philip, I'm told, is going to be leading the silent prayer, which is a bigger challenge for him than you think it is. We do hope you'll join with all of them. Cantor and I will have a ball with the sixth graders, I'm sure, but we will miss being with all of you. And we turn back to our service now to page 282 as we rise for Aleinu L'Shabeach. Please join with us.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לצאת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We pause now to think of those who gave us life, those with whom we shared life, those who created and maintained this community and this congregation. As a congregation, we recall those whose yahrzeit occurs in the coming days: Morris Back, Leon Bitensky, Harold Binstock, Jeffrey Braver, Shirley Brody, Karen Wexler, Mervyn Cooper, Anya Leah Vasilis Dobratz, Lillian Werner Elevitz, Gilbert Elevitz, Judy Engel, George Fairman, Thelma Solomon Fader, Edward Fields, Hyman Foster, Ann Foster, Norman Gluck, Martha Goodman, Molly Greenfield, Robert Gross, Hannah Harris Martin, Al Hinkes, Nathan Holstein, David Karsh, Ram Kasowski, Selma Kraut, Sylvia Kronzik, Evelyn Schaefer Latterman, Helen Losky, Herbert Leibowitz, Richard Linder, Susan Lippman, Frank Lowenstein, Sheldon Lubo, Augustin Manich, Betty Jane Marcus, Mary Wolk, Wayne Meadowcroft, Samuel Malamed, Joseph Alec Meyer, Suyako Takahashi Miller, Max Middleman, Lenora Paul, Sylvia Perman, Betty Pollock, Harry Pretter, Judith Barr Resnick, Rose Schneck Rosenblum, Sandra Rosenfeld, Eleanor Roth, Sam Schwartz, Maxine Shermer Schlesinger, Dale Solomon, Florence Stone, Gloria Ruth Strick, Rosalind Dim Teplitz, Melvin Allen Weiss, Betty Weisberg, Francis Wolfson, Celia Zalman. And to those names we add the name of Rosa Sumetsky, who was taken from us only in recent days. We join together in the words of Mourner's Kaddish found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da miran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, huya aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God grant comfort to all of us who are bereaved, and together we say, amen. We conclude this evening singing Oseh Shalom. We invite you to join us for Kiddush and Motzi immediately following in the Oneg, which will take place in the auditorium. But for now, we sing Oseh Shalom.
Yes, we do, and I turn my microphone on.
Off. Off.
Yes. You want it off?
On.
On.
Off.
Duck season. Okay. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Be Rama. Oh, you sound so beautiful. Oh, say shalom. Be Rama. Huya ase, huya ase, huya ase, shalom. Huya ase, huya ase, huya ase, shalom. Huya ase, huya ase, huya ase, shalom. Aleinu, aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Join us in the
shalom.
auditorium. Shabbat